Hi guys, let's get more news about Warriors. But first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Fanbase is in complete disbelief after shocking news just got confirmed. And this could change everything about how this team moves forward this season. We're talking about major internal decisions, front office tension, trade talks heating up again, and some unexpected updates surrounding one of the most polarizing players on the roster, Jonathan Kuminga. After weeks of silence, their Warriors and Kings are back in trade discussions involving Kuminga, according to Sam Amick of The Athletic. That's right. The same Sacramento Kings who have been lurking in the background since the off-season began are suddenly right back at the negotiation table. Now, this doesn't mean a deal is done or even close, but the fact that the two sides are talking again says everything. Sacramento hasn't given up on landing the explosive young forward, and Golden State, well, they're listening, but on their own terms. And here's where it gets juicy. Earlier in the off-season, the Kings made a serious push to get Kuminga. They reportedly offered him a 3-year, $63 million contract while sending the Warriors a package that included Malik Monk and a protected first-round pick in 2030. Sounds tempting, right? A proven scorer like Monk plus a first-rounder, but not for Golden State. Sources say the Warriors front office wasn't impressed. They didn't like Monk's fit and they definitely didn't like his contract. Monk has a $21.6 million player option in 2027-28, which would put more pressure on the Warriors' already massive luxury tax bill. Think about it. This team is already paying deep into the tax to keep Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and the rest of their core together. Adding Monk's deal could lock them into an even tougher financial position. And according to reports, their Warriors didn't even want Monk as part of their long-term plans. If they did make the trade, they'd probably flip him immediately to another team. But that's risky. There's no guarantee they'd find a trade partner willing to take Monk's deal. And if you thought that was complicated, it gets even trickier. If Golden State made that move straight up Kuminga for Monk, it would trigger something called the first tax apron hard cap due to base year compensation rules. Basically, that means the Warriors would lose a ton of financial flexibility. They wouldn't be able to use the taxpayer mid-level exception, which they were hoping to use for veteran help, possibly even someone like Al Horford. They'd have to make additional moves like trading Buddy Hield or Moses Moody to even make it all work under the cap. But according to insiders, Golden State has zero interest in doing that. The front office doesn't want to bend over backwards just to make a deal happen. So where does that leave things? Sacramento still wants Kuminga. Golden State isn't desperate to move him, but isn't completely shutting down conversations either. The two sides are locked in a high-stakes standoff. But here's the twist that's caught everyone off guard while all of this trade talk is swirling. Their Warriors and Kuminga's camp have been negotiating their own contract extension. And this is where the shocking part really hits. Reports say Golden State offered Kuminga a 3-year $75 million contract, but with a team option on the final year. On the surface, that sounds like a pretty solid deal for a player who's still just 22 years old. But according to Kuminga's agent, Aaron Turner, that team option is a massive sticking point. Turner says that's the main reason Kuminga hasn't signed anything yet. Why is that such a big deal? Because a team option gives the Warriors all the control. If Kuminga explodes and becomes an all-star, they get to keep him at a discounted rate. If he doesn't pan out, they can just decline the option and move on. From Kuminga's perspective, that's not fair, especially when he feels he's on the verge of breaking out. His camp believes he deserves full guaranteed years, not a deal that the team can back out of later. And get this, Turner even said that the qualifying offer is still on the table as a real option. That means Kuminga could play next season on an $8 million one-year deal, gain a no-trade clause, and become an unrestricted free agent in 2026. That would be a bold, risky move, but it would also give Kuminga total control over his future. And it would leave the Warriors in a seriously tough spot because if he plays well and walks for nothing in 2 years, they lose one of their best young assets for free. So what happens now? Well, the deadline for Kuminga to make that decision is October 1st. That's right, less than a week away. By then, we'll know whether he's committing long-term to Golden State, betting on himself with a qualifying offer, or if the Warriors decide to trade him before all of this reaches its breaking point. The clock is ticking, and every option on the table has major consequences. This whole situation has Warriors fans buzzing and nervous because let's be real, Kuminga is one of the few young players on this roster who looks like he could be a real bridge to the future. Stephen Curry isn't getting any younger. Draymond Green is still elite defensively but limited offensively, and Klay Thompson is gone. That means Kuminga's development is crucial if the Warriors want to stay competitive beyond this current core. Trading him to a division rival like Sacramento would be a huge risk. Imagine if he blossoms into a star with the Kings alongside De'Aaron Fox and Dante Sabonis. Warriors fans would never hear the end of it. At the same time though, you can understand why the front office is being cautious. Kuminga has shown flashes of brilliance, incredible athleticism, strong finishing ability, and improved scoring instincts, but he's still inconsistent. Some nights, he looks like a future all-star. Other nights, he disappears from the offense entirely. Their Warrior system built around ball movement and quick decision hasn't always been a perfect fit for his heavy style. So, the team is stuck between two difficult choices. Bet big on Kuminga's future or move him now while his trade value is high. But if you move on from Kuminga too soon, you risk losing your future completely. It's a tightrope walk that has the entire organization on edge. So, yes, Warriors fans can't believe this news because it's not just another rumor. It's a real turning point for the franchise. The future of Jonathan Kuminga, the structure of the roster, and the direction of the team all hang in the balance. In a matter of days, we'll find out whether the Warriors are doubling down on their youth or reshaping their identity completely. This is the kind of storyline that defines an era. Remember when they chose to move on from Jordan Poole to bring in Chris Paul? That was a statement that they were prioritizing experience over potential. Now, this Kuminga situation feels like the sequel, only with even higher stakes. If they lose him or trade him for the wrong package, it could haunt them for years. But if they lock him in and he finally breaks out, it could reignite the dynasty for one last run behind Curry. No matter which way it goes, one thing is clear. Their Warriors are standing at a crossroads. The conversations have started again. The front office is weighing every move carefully and the fans are watching every single update like hawks. Because when the news broke, the talks between Golden State and Sacramento were back on. The reaction across social media was explosive. Warriors Nation is split, nervous, and anxious because deep down everyone knows this isn't just about one player. It's about the entire future of the franchise. So, as we wait for that final decision, remember this. In the NBA, silence is never permanent. When the phones start ringing again, it means something big is brewing. And for the Golden State Warriors, that next big move could be coming sooner than anyone expects. Whatever happens, you can bet it's going to send shockwaves through the league. Warriors fans, stay locked in because this story is far from over.